welcome back to the Colouring Zone. My name's Helena. So today I thought I would take part in the tag Hanna Karlzon. I believe that's the name of it. So I saw this on Colour Me Stress Free, and I also most recently saw it on a Cluttered Life, their channel as well. So I thought, why not? I'll jump on. I'll see how far I get. I'm still recovering from a stomach bug, so I'm still feeling a little bit sick actually. But we'll see how we get on. It might be that I record it in two different parts, but to you guys it will all be together. So anyway, so we will jump right in. So how long after you started colouring did you buy your first Hanna Karlzon book? So I started colouring in 2015, but initially it was sort of like adult colouring, you know, the relaxed sort of like patterned ones that they were the only ones that were available. And then one of my first books was Joanna Batterford, and I was aware of Hanna Karlzon's books, but it wasn't until I got a bit more established in my colouring that I actually purchased one of her books, and I've been hooked ever since. I think I might have bought the first book in 2017, which leads me to the next question, is what was the first Hanna Karlzon book and why did you choose that one? And what was the last book you brought? So the last book I brought was this beautiful book here. I'm sorry, there is actually a sheet in there. You would have seen that in my completed pages for the month of January. What I might do is move these out of the way, and then I can show you the first book that I purchased. Just give me a second, guys. So this one was the first book that I purchased of Hannah's, and do you know what? I think it is still one of my favourites. So I think this is the first page that I did. As you can see, there's a lot of transfer because it was Prismacolors. But I absolutely adore this book. I absolutely love it. So Zucchini Kitty, I watch her quite regularly, and she's actually doing this particular book in the same sort of colour palette, which I think is such a great idea. So the reason why I chose this one is because I wasn't that keen on her first book, Daydream. Seeing the flip throughs of it, I preferred this one. So that was the reason why I purchased this one. And then the next question is, how many of her books do you own? I think I own all of them. So there's Magical Dawn, there's Summer Nights, Daydreams, Seasons, Spirit Animals. I've got one of her postcard books, which is this one. Now it's looking very flat, look. So I actually coloured these in and gave them as sort of like Christmas cards a couple of years ago. That's before I had my son, so I had a bit more time. But yeah, so yeah, that one there's been very much well loved, and I would like to get more of her postcards. This one here is the most recent one. This one here, these are in the newer, these are in the new format. And then there's also this one that I bought, which is like a compilation, but there are 11 new drawings. So yes. So the next question is, would you be able to place all her books in order from your favourite to least favourite? What is your favourite book and why? So I have sort of answered that, because I did say this one here is definitely my favourite. Just because I've done so many out of this one, I would say this is probably my next favourite, even though it's not a book, it's postcards. I absolutely loved doing these, and yeah, I'm a bit sad that there's like hardly any left. So Magical Dawn would be first, the Winter Dreams postcards would be second. I would say my Seasons probably comes in as third, just because I've done a few out of this one. And then it would be Daydreams. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love all of her books, but there's just some Oh, see, I've got a whip in here. I completely forgot that was there. I was using polychromos for that, I remember that. And this one here was for the HK5 project in 2019. I still absolutely love how this one here came out. Yeah, I think some of them in here, like that one, is absolutely beautiful, and I think I was quite intimidated by Hannah's work, but now looking at it, like, I know that I can do so much with it, and I probably could at the time, but I think I had that in my mind that, you know, I wanted to do it justice. I absolutely love the bugs. I really like the bugs, and I think because that, oh, I've got some bleed through there, because I've got a bit better with doing backgrounds, I think I'll be a lot more confident, you know, emptying these blank spaces. So that one's Daydreams. I am just going to put that back, because as we all know, Prismacolors love transferring. This one here looks an absolute mess. And this one here is Summer Nights. I've only done one page in here, so I suppose it does say something, doesn't it? But there are absolutely beautiful images in here, there's no doubt about that. Oh, I love that one. Oh, look at that. So, oh, and I really like how I did that. So there is Summer Night, and then I would say it's probably Spirit Animals. I have such a love-hate relationship with this book, and the reason why I'm putting it in as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place is because I have started at least 2 double-page spreads, but not actually finished them. So maybe this one here wouldn't be next, but some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. But I think because of the fur, I mean, I attempted it there. I was quite proud of myself because I did skin and fur. That was in January of last year. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there's so much I could do with them. I think I just get quite intimidated sometimes. So the next one is this one here. So I think it's Tales from the Forest. And I did, that is absolutely beautiful. Do you know what? I think I've, yes, Colouring F for our completed pages in January. She has completed this page and it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I really do like the images in here. I think sometimes when a book, because it's one of the newer books, I think sometimes it takes me a little while to sort of get into it. I think because there's so many people that are obviously colouring in them when they first come out, it makes me a bit intimidated. It sounds silly, I know, but I think that might be part of the reason. Oh, Emma Colours 2020 did this page, and it always makes her laugh because it's like the bug is like pooping stars, which makes me laugh every time I see it. So yeah, so I've already done, you know, a double page spread in here. So yeah, I really need to get to this book. So there is that one. Now the next one is Tales from the Witches Cottage. Have got some bleed through. I was planning to do the ghost page, but never got round to it. And my idea was to put like glitter. Am I going to be able to find it? Probably not. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so there's that one. And then the reason why this one here is in last place is because I've not coloured in it, and that's the only reason. It's an absolutely beautiful book. It's got you know, it's got all of the favourites from her previous books, the old format anyway. Look how detailed that one is. I don't even know which book that one is from, to be honest. So yes, so there is my order. Will you buy her future books? Yes, without a doubt. Hannah Karlzon, her books, any of her books that will come out, I will buy them. The postcards, you know, I've only bought one of her postcard books, and I do plan to get more, but I can't categorically say that I'll get all of the postcards, because I don't think I probably will, if I'm honest. So yeah, I definitely will. So what pictures of hers did you colour first, and why did you choose that one? So I think the picture that I chose, so when I first got this book, I, like many of us, thought that, you know, the answer was to start from front to back. Obviously now I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't do that. Unfortunately, I don't have a date on this one, which is a shame. But yeah, so I started with this title page, and I used Prismacolor for it, and some glittery stuff. I'm not sure what the glittery stuff is. It was not stickles, because I didn't own stickles then. And some white gel pen, and then, so I literally chose it because it was the first page of the book. And then I did this one here. Yeah, so I did this one here, again, because it was the second page. I just realised, like, I didn't even fill in the little stars. I should probably do that. Anyway, yeah, I was quite happy with my attempt at pearls. Obviously, these are really early works, and I look back on it and I think, actually, like, I didn't do really a bad job. And then there's this one. So it was the first time I'd ever did hair and skin, so it's not bad. And then this page, oh my gosh, I did have fun doing this page, but I had like a oops moment, thinking that I could blend it in to make it look transparent, and I just completely got that wrong. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not really that interested in doing this page, if I'm honest. I've seen some people do it and it's absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I think just putting colour to paper would just, you know, it makes you want to do more. But looking at it blank, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do that page. I absolutely love this page. It's the one on the front cover, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, those are the reasons. It's just because it's the start of the book. And yeah, but I really did thoroughly enjoy doing these pages, and actually it's quite nice having them all next to each other. My intention one day is to complete this book, but you know, who knows how long that's going to take. So do you colour Hannah Karlzon every month? I would say I probably do, actually. I imagine I colour at least one of her pages a month. Are you following a monthly challenge linked to one of her books, and if so, which one? That's a really, really good question. I don't actually know of any monthly challenges for her books. Maybe I do, actually. No, I think that's for another artist. So which type of illustrations do you prefer? So I've sort of touched on this a little bit. So for example, ones that would really probably like put me off are ones that have got a lot of animals in them, because fur is something that I'm really not, you know, I don't feel overly confident about, and neither do I with skin. I mean, I have got this one, but it just took me so long, and I decided not to do a background because I just, you know, had enough of doing this particular page. And sometimes it's like that, isn't it? And you just have to move on. Like, I don't mind like things like this. I have to be in the right mood. That is actually really sweet. I really like that page. I would say ones that are just solely just like flowers. And I did see one. I'm going to try and find it for you guys. Maybe it was in the other book. It might have been, you know, I think it might have been this one. Yeah, like that. Although it's absolutely gorgeous, and that is so cute, that little bat, like, this is quite daunting to me because of all of the flowers and leaves. I suppose with anything, you just have to break it down, don't you? But sometimes, like, a page like this might be quite overwhelming for me. So they're ones that I maybe wouldn't necessarily, you know, spring to. And, you know, big animals like that, I suppose with smaller ones, you know, you can sort of hide it, can't you? Whereas if it's on a bigger scale like this, you'd have to be really, really wary of your, like, your strokes. And, you know, because it's repetitive, you'd think that, you know, it would be quite relaxing. But for me, I just do not feel confident in doing it. So that's something that, you know, I wouldn't be over the moon to do. Birds is not so bad. It's mainly fur, I would say, that really puts anxiety in me. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the page that I really wanted to do, and I wanted to do loose glitter in all of the eyes. It would have been so messy though, but I'll probably still do it. Maybe I'll use gel pen or something. So there is that one. So, which illustrations do you like to colour the least? Well, I suppose really I prefer to colour whatever takes my fancy, whether it's a portrait or a scene. Flowers that I've just got like a whole double spread of flowers is something that I would probably like to colour the least. Do you hide the lines when you colour, and if so, how would you do it? Well, to be fair, you know, Prismacolors are quite opaque, so I do find that actually they do tend to cover the lines a little bit, and sometimes I will reinstate them. So for this page, for example, obviously I wasn't able to do that very well because I'd used metallic paint. So sometimes actually metallic paint, inadvertently, I actually do cover the lines with it. Whereas something like watercolour, obviously it's not going to cover it as much. I sometimes do actually cover the lines in some pages, but sometimes I think actually you lose detail. So, you know, yeah, I try not to just white out absolutely everything, because I've done it before when it was, you know, it was quite a popular thing to do, and then I realised that actually I really lost definition. So top 10 flops if you have enough. I definitely do not have enough, unfortunately. I would say my flops are definitely in this book, so I think I've only got a couple. Now one of them is definitely a flop. This one is just a massive flop. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to come back to this. I hope I do, but I just completely lost my mojo in doing this page, which is a shame because it's like so almost finished, but I just did not want to do it anymore. Yeah, so this is a flop. What other flops have I got? Let's have a look. And then I think the other one is, oh yeah, this went completely through. Now, I wouldn't say it's a flop, but because I haven't finished it, in my opinion, it sort of is. I just need to finish it, and at the moment I don't have any desire, which is such a shame. So I do need to get back to this. I used Distress inks in the background and Prismacolors for quite a few of the things, but yeah, I just need to finish it off. So those are those ones. I wouldn't say that's a flop. What other ones have I got? Let's have a look. So So I think that's all really for my flops. It's just made me realise that I haven't actually coloured that many pages in Hannah's books, which is like such a shame. So I'd say this is my most coloured in one. So I've shown you these, so I'll flip past these. And then so I did this one here. So I did that in September of last year. And then I did do a colour along on this one. So I used, so Colour Me Stress Free, I had a tutorial on doing a watercolour background, which I absolutely loved doing. I made such a mess though, so I had to use gel pens and things to neaten things up. And yeah, but I'm quite happy with how it came out. So I would say, because it was a challenge for me, I feel like I accomplished a lot by just getting it done. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I actually managed to stick with it. Yeah, so that's the reason why it's definitely one of my tops. And then this one here, I really don't like the skin. I still don't like the skin. But it is what it is. But I did enjoy doing this one, so there's that one. And then have I got any more? I don't think I do. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this one, which is why it's thingied out, and I've got a little splodge there somehow. Oh, and there's this one here. I'm not like over the moon with this one. At the time I liked it. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's alright, I suppose. So I'd say one of my other tops would be this one, just because I like the way I use just different mediums for it. And the fact that I used washi tape, so it's out of the usual things that I would use. And then there's also that one there's okay, I suppose. It's not like amazing or anything in my opinion. I think that's it for the book. You might hear the wind, guys. It is so windy out there. So that one there was for the colour cave. So Jem, her gran was 98 years old. Unfortunately, she's passed away, which is very, very sad. So do you know what's really annoyed me, guys? There's a book of Hannah's that I coloured a page and I used chalk pastels for the background, and I do not know which book. I've not come across it, so I'm thinking, have I missed one out? Is that possible? Have I missed it? Or is it in one of these and I've just not shown you? I'm sure it was in one of these smaller ones. Oh my, right, mystery solved. Can you believe it? I forgot this one. So this is the Tales from the Midnight Masquerade. So this one here is the picture that I kept thinking of, and I was like, why is it I've not come across it? It's here. It's just very very colourful. I used gel pen to blend out the ribbons. And I just really like how it came out. It's just very, very different compared to what I would normally do. And then the other page is a double page spread, is this one. And you know what? This is definitely like one of my favourites, just because I just really like the fact that I stuck with the hair, and I was quite pleased with the hair, and I'm still quite pleased with it, and the skin as well. Yeah, and I just had fun and I really enjoyed it. So this is another one of the tops. So yeah, there's that one. God, we got there in the end, guys, didn't we? It was a bit painful. So yeah, there's 3. I think it's because I kept thinking that there's 2 of them, but they're not actually really. Yeah, this one here is obviously a new one. So there's 3 in the new format. Anyway, so there is that question. And show us what you are working from hers at the moment. What am I working on? I'm not actually working on anything. I do plan to do at least one page, and I might even do it as like a colour along, because I don't feel like I've got enough of the colour alongs on my channel, and people have been asking me. It's just getting the time though, guys, and actually the videos that are quite long, I know it's not all about numbers and things, but they don't tend to get as many people actually watching them. It's not so much about watching them, it's the average time that people actually spend watching them. And I think, like, are people actually enjoying it if they're not actually watching it? But then it was all averaged out, isn't it? So yeah, I shouldn't really think like that. But yeah, I would definitely like to work in this book, and hopefully I'm one step closer to finishing it. There's obviously so many pages that I need to do to finish this, but one day I will finish all of this book. That is my intention. There are some books, like of Hannah's and in general, that I just know that I won't ever complete the entire book, and that's okay. There's just certain books that I am more interested in actually doing, like, you know, completing them. So are there any more questions? No. So thank you very much for watching. It's quite long-winded. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also please go and check out a Cluttered Life's channel. Honestly, she's such a lovely person, and the work that she does is amazing. I would strongly recommend to check her out. She's got some great like tutorial things, how she colours backgrounds. I think she calls them rather than tutorials, but yeah, please go and check her channel out. I will link a Cluttered Life channel down below, as well as Debbie from Colour Me Stress Free, and yeah, I'll also put the questions down below if any of you fancy joining in with the tag, and I shall see you in the next one. Happy colouring, everyone. Bye.